Remember, you know, the conditions are, it has to be dead, it has to intersect your transect, and it's twigs. We're not counting leaves or anything like that. Even though realistically, you know, this leaf litter is an excellent fuel source for a fire. So especially right after leaf drop, we've got a very continuous layer of fuels here. The second method that we discussed is the destructive sampling with our frame. You know, we have a smaller frame for our plot. We tally the fuels in there, or we can take them and weigh them, and then we just expand that out to a per acre, per hectare basis. And then the third way, kind of 3A and 3B, is the fuel photo guide, which is based off your aspect, your landscape position, your species composition, elevation, things of that nature. You figure out which picture looks closest to what you see in the woods, and then you have a fuel photo series, which is just a series of pictures with increasing fuel amounts. You pick one that's closest to what you see, and then, sorry if you, I just realized I was holding this up looking at my nose, so sorry about that. In increasing fuel loads, and then you you know, whichever picture you think is closest to what you have, then you use that tonnage for your fuel load. Okay, so that is basically it in a nutshell. I did this just because, you know, going on a silviculture trip, I want y'all to go on that trip. It's going to be a good trip, but I didn't want to, you know, lose a week of class and stuff. And obviously, you know, we're still responsible for that week. Just have to work around it. So yeah, so that's basically it for, you know, what I've done in the past is I've had y'all measure these transects and go around and do them and get comfortable doing them. Obviously, you know, going on the trip, it's not going to be a reality, but hopefully this made sense. Hopefully it's interesting. I will say this, you know, it seems boring, you know, you're just counting sticks. I find it, once you get past that initial thing, it's kind of interesting. Fuels management, fuel science is kind of, I don't want to say it's a big issue in fire ecology, but it is somewhat of an issue in fire ecology. The fire realm in forestry is probably the quickest way to get in with an agency, you know, and that's typically with fire suppression. Getting your job like that, just a piece of career advice, take it or leave it. You know, full disclosure, I'm a fire ecologist. I really enjoy studying fire, reading about fire. But the truth is, you know, especially if you're trying to get on with a federal agency, fire is the easiest way. There are more fire jobs than other jobs. So getting in, even if you don't like fire, but you want to work for a federal agency or a state agency, you know, you can get a fire job, take a fire job for a year or whatever it is, 6 months. Sometimes they're, you know, short-term appointments, but just get your foot in the door, get your name in the system, and then you can move around to do silviculture or to do timber sale prep or to do management, whatever you want to do. But, you know, getting in is the hard part. So, you know, but fire makes it a little bit easier just because there's more jobs in fire with the agencies. So that's just my stump speech for fire. Again, I hope this made sense. Please let me know if it didn't, or if it did, if you liked it, you hated it, whatever. This is just, you know, a piece of the puzzle when we talk about forest protection. You know, we're talking about obviously insects and pathogens and things like that, but we have those abiotic stressors as well. You know, wind, ice, things like that, and certainly fire. And so that's definitely one of my areas of expertise. It's one of my areas of high interest. So I kind of wish to talk about it more, but I don't want to dominate the course with that, but I may do that in the future, who knows. But yeah, so again, you know, there's the abiotic stressors with fire, so thinking about that. And then, you know, the use of prescribed fire as a tool, as a management tool and a restoration tool. So again, kind of wish we could have done an in-person lecture of this, but that's okay. We make the best with what we got and the situations we're given. So again, if you have any questions, just let me know. I'll do my best to answer them and hopefully, you know, a good conversation can come out of it. So thanks.